May the God who gives endurance and encouragement give you the same attitude of mind towards each other that Christ Jesus had. Romans chapter 15 verses 5. Hello beautiful family, a very warm welcome back to the Lovystouch food channel. Thank you so much for coming back. I love you for coming back. I'm super excited today because I'm going to put my two favorite rice recipe into one dish. This right here is Waakye Jollof. It is amazing and it's so relieving because there are days that I cannot choose whether to make jollof or waakye, and these days I make this rice recipe, and I know there are a lot of you out here who have the same struggle. So please be sure to stay tuned and let's make the most delicious Waakye Jollof. Let's get started. So there are very few ingredients you will need for this rice dish. We have our black-eyed beans. I have my jasmine rice, some tomato stew. I've also shared on my all-purpose tomato stew recipe, and I'm going to link it here. Some salt and bicarbonate soda. I also have some red onions and some fried crispy beef, which is very optional. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and wash my beans and also hand pick all the unwanted beans or the dead ones. All right. So after hand picking all the dead ones, I'll then go ahead and rinse the water and give it another wash. You go ahead and pick them out if anything floats on top, and I'll rinse it again and then transfer it in my bowl. I'm going to add enough water for it to cook very well. You know, beans can take a very long time. So in total, I use 4.5 cups of the beans, and I use 1.5 liters water for it to just cook for about 15 minutes first. And then I introduced about a tablespoon of bicarbonate soda. This is going to help cook the beans faster and also give it that authentic waakye color. Okay, we're not using the sorghum leaves today. We're using this. All right. If you have sorghum leaves, of course, do well to use it here. As you saw me do, I cover it and allow this to cook for another 15 minutes. And now it's time for me to introduce my rice. The beans were halfway cooked, partially cooked, but not fully well cooked. That's how we cook our waakye. Okay, so we're going to use the same way you cook your waakye. So here is the twist. You just go ahead and stir everything to combine, and then add your all-purpose tomato stew. I've already shared the all-purpose tomato stew recipe. I'm going to link it here and below as well, so please do well to check it out. Please do, because it goes a long way. All right, so now that I've added everything, I'm going to stir to combine. Make sure all the stew, the rice and the beans are very incorporated, and I'll then go ahead and season it with salt. With the salt, you just want to make sure that you season it according to your taste. Here I use just a tablespoon and it was just fine. All right, so go ahead and mix everything well together. Make sure that this salt is also very well mixed here, and go in with about 1/4 cup of water. For me, it was enough here because the beans also had lots of water. The stew is also very saucy, and the goal is to not get a singled out rice, because that's not how you cook your waakye, but make sure it is nice and mushy. Okay, so lots of water will be required here, and the beans also need to be cooked well. Remember that. You just want to go ahead and cover it, allow it to cook on a low to medium heat for about 25 to 30 minutes. All right, so while waiting, I'll go ahead and chop some of my red onions and also cut my beef into smaller pieces like this. About 50 minutes into cooking, I went to check and I have lost a good amount of the water, so it's now time for me to add my chopped onions and beef. This is going to serve as garnish and also add lots of flavor to the rice. All right, the beef is very optional. You can just leave it with the beans, but I just wanted the beef in there because why not? So I mix everything together, stir very well, and I'm going to cover it this time with some parchment paper, which is going to help cook the rice very fast, and also going to apply some heat so that the beans and the rice cook very well together. So after covering it with the parchment paper, I allow this to cook on a low to medium heat for about 20 minutes, and as we can see here, the rice is perfectly well cooked, so is the beans, but I just wanted to relax a little bit, so I'm going to give it another stir, making sure that the button is not burning, and also it's very important to lower your heat. Okay, so I'm going to cover it once again for about 5 minutes just to make sure that it simmers. That's all, nothing more. Other than that, the rice is cooked. Okay, so now after 5 minutes later, it is nicely cooked, very soft and moist, just the way I want it to be. You can see that color, it's given waakye plus jollof at the same time. Goodness, this rice recipe was the real bomb. It was so delicious. I really want you to give this a try because you're absolutely going to love it, especially in those days that you are super indecisive whether to cook jollof or waakye. Trust, this is the recipe for you, fam. Promise you're going to love this so much. Go ahead and serve it with your salad, some excess waakye stew or the all-purpose stew with some willy inside. Get the waakye vibes. Same time you'll be enjoying your jollof sideways. It's so delicious and so tasty. It is absolutely a must try, fam. So this brings us to the end. Thank you so very much for watching. Enjoyed this recipe. Thank you so much, and do not forget to give me a thumbs up. All right, share it with your friends and family as well, and also do not hesitate at all to leave me a comment below. I love to read them. And if this is your first time here, hello, my name is Lovia from Lovystouch. My main goal here is to cheer you up into making your own delicious meal right at the comfort of your home. I also love to share kitchen related motivational videos, so please do not go anywhere. Come on board and subscribe for new amazing recipes every week. Thank you so very much, family, for watching once again. Always, please do not forget that you are so beautiful just the way you are. See you in my next one. Have a blessed day.